What a year this has been so far. The Star vs. the Forces of Evil pilot was found, then the All Real Monsters pilot, then the Drawn Together pilot was found, and now the Family Guy pilot was then found. And at the time of making this video, the Jimmy Two Shoes and the Thomas the Tank Engine pilots were also found. I've always been fascinated with pilot episodes, kinda like The Big Bang Theory, which, that one I found interesting, although I can see why people hate Katie. But I do like the theory how this takes place in an alternate universe where Sheldon's dad lived, which would explain all the sex and booze and all that. Oh, and the Boondocks pilot was cool as well. Anyways, given that several pilots were just found within the past few months, I was originally going to make another Lost Media video soon, but I figured, hey, why not post one talking about pilot episodes? Today, I want to share several pilot episodes, some that are still currently lost, partially found, or maybe of unknown status. Without wasting any time, let's get started. I really have a soft spot for this show. It's honestly wholesome. According to Dan Yacarino, in a Q&A on Discord, I think I butchered that name, but yeah. Basically, Oswald spends the whole pilot chasing his hat after it blew away from his head, with Weenie, Daisy, and Henry helping. The pilot is confirmed to exist by the creators of Super Y, given that it was also pitched around the time period, though it's possible that a small clip of the pilot was found by Celluloid Studios from Vimeo. The chances of finding this pilot is low, though I'm never the one to give up hope. I've actually heard about this one for a while now, and I've always been curious about the pilot. Though the pilot has been partially found, this is technically the promo piece, given that the majority of the found pilot is kinda awkward without the music and SFX sound effects. Even in the Lost Media page, a user has spoken to Ken Butterworth, confirming that there was a scene featuring the distributor, Alan Bobot. It's possible that it's still in Deek's aka Wildbrain archives, though it's unknown to this day. Hopefully it'll be released one day. Talkback Television pondered the conceptualism of two similar programs, one of them being Now That's Why I Call a Pop Quiz, another unaired pilot, which would later become Never Mind the Buzzcocks and Thick as a Plank. They were both announced in 1996, but little was known about the pilot, though host, guest, production crew, and runtime have been confirmed. It's still possible that the pilot's episode is still in BBC's archives, confirmed by Kaleidoscope, a Birmingham-based organization. Nothing about the show has been known to surface. I saw this one on Blame It on George's recent video, so I thought I'd talk about it. This is a spin-off of Bear in the Big Blue House. It kind of reminds me of Postcard from Buster, but this is more focused on aiding kids with their daily tasks. 20 episodes in total were produced, but a lot of them are still currently lost, with the pilot being partially found. ToughPigs.com does have a summary for the pilot, which is kinda cool, but for some reason you can't see some of the images on like the modern page, or the current website. I'm guessing maybe it's like a glitch or something. But if you use the Wayback Machine, you'll be able to see the images. From what I can tell from the summary, it seems like Bear had a great time. Though it could have been worse though.
Hey, Tutter, what's that sound? Oh my god, fire! Fire! Tutter! Why, Tutter? Why? oh! Tutter! Help me! Help me, Tutter!
I'm surprised they haven't released this on Disney Plus or something. But then again, this is Disney. Like, we still don't have the House of Mouse, which is kind of an insult, if anything. Oh well. On my 2024 Lost Media video, I mentioned that Chavo del Ocho still has a lot of missing episodes, and this includes the pilot episode. Though the chances of the episode releasing or being found are much lower because of, Supposedly, a Colombian user from the Bencidad forums named Yesid Castiblanco Barreto, otherwise known as Yecas, owns a copy of the tape. Though it says he's not a reliable person, given that he claims to own a lot of the lost episodes. So, yeah. It's hard to say if he's actually telling the truth or not, but unlike most pilots that have been found these past few years, the chances of this one being found is low, though anything is possible. Oh man, I actually remember being obsessed with this show when it first aired. I remember playing the Squirreled Away game, and I guess that also explains why I loved camping when I was young. Anyways, Max Jr. Jupiter made a video talking about the pilot episode in her video, which I'll credit in the description below. But basically, in 2004, Joe Murray made a pilot episode called Monkey See Camping Do, which is kind of similar to the first episode, Gone Fishing, but with many differences. For example, Laszlo had a Brazilian accent, and Raj having more of an American accent with a spitty sound. Though there is no footage or screenshots of the pilot episode, there is concept art, and looking at the art, I honestly like it. It's really lovely. If the pilot episode is anything like it, it would be cool to see what it has to offer. As of now, it's unknown if Joe will ever release a pilot episode, but time will tell. Yeah, this Well, this show is rather infamous for a number of reasons. Like, while while I was researching this part, apparently this is like the funniest joke they can come up with. Yeah, it's not even funny in the slightest. Anyways, back in the period when I discovered many obscure shows from Fox, like Sit Down and Shut Up and Beyond Twisted, I kinda watched this TV show because, well, I honestly had nothing to do on a Sunday night. That and I was still in high school, so I couldn't exactly drive anywhere, so yeah. Anyways, besides the pilot episode, there were also the 6 episodes, but that's pretty much it. Like, the only remnants of the pilot episode are the promos, and given that the show is rather hated, yeah, I don't see this one coming out anytime soon. Unless you're like a fan of the show for some reason. I don't know.
All right, Tito, now call him the N-word.
Do it. I never back down from a challenge.
Besides that SML video, I actually don't know much about the show, but from what I can tell, viewers would send ideas to the Jokers, having them do random challenges, with some of them making them uncomfortable. Well, that's the gist of it, where I could tell from the pilot summary. Some of the challenges from the pilot have been remade and aired during this first season, and some of the scenes still exist. True TV and the Jokers are the only ones to have a copy, which would be interesting to see. Yeah, I actually remember when people were trying to find the one Dora the Explorer promo with George Lopez, and to our surprise, it did actually exist. It was uncanny to say the least, but yeah. From what I can tell from the Lost Media Wiki article, not much is known about the pilot episode. But apparently it's kind of like this. It's kind of the same as Speeches, like the first episode. And looking at the images from the forums, like Tico and Benny looking entirely different. And Boots, he kind of looks like Sonic if I have to be honest, like a weird fan-made art thing. The Dora the Explorer pilot episode was something they made during the late 90s, but unfortunately, it was never made available to the public, and it fell into obscurity. A lot of users from both the Lost Media Wiki Discord and the forums managed to find a few snippets and clips from the pilot episode, with some of them being found on a few websites, such as the Funline Animation website. As of now, it is unknown if the pilot episode is ever going to be released, but I will say that looking at the samples from the pilot episode, the art style kinda looks nice. So, I was honestly having trouble trying to find another entry for this video, Mostly because, I didn't want to repeat some entries like Beyond Twisted, which I talked about in my 2024 Lost Media video, or any other ones that have been repeatedly said, like Me and My Friends, another Lost pilot. So I decided to search around. That was when I actually remembered watching an Iceberg video talking about Lost Pilot episodes. So I decided to rewatch it. One that caught my eye was a pilot show called Taste, which was made by CBS. I'll be honest, I honestly added this because, it had Jim Parsons in it, and according to him, this was the second pilot he auditioned right before The Big Bang Theory, which premiered in 2007. Looking at the Lost Media page, it's kinda crazy how this and The Big Bang Theory pilot both had negative reception, which I'm guessing that maybe because maybe this pilot episode was also mean-spirited? I honestly don't know. The pilot was mentioned in the Encyclopedia of Television Pilots 1937 to 2012, and currently there is only a screenshot of the show, which, yeah, there isn't a logo, which is surprising. Yeah. The website Futon Critic does mention a bit about the show, but that's pretty much it. If it ever gets a chance, hopefully this will be found someday.